Genesis 20. Abram deceives Abimelech. Abram moved south to the Negev and lived for a while between Kadesh and Shur, and then he moved on to Gerar. While living there as a foreigner, Abram introduced his wife Sarah by saying, "She is my sister." So King Abram of Gerar sent for Sarah and had her brought to him and his fathers. But that night God came to Abimelech in a dream and told him, "You are that man, for that woman you have taken is already married." That Abimelech had not slept with her yet. So he said, "Lord, will you destroy an innocent nation? Didn't Abram tell me she is my sister?" And she herself said, "Yes, he's my brother. I acted in complete innocence. My hands are clean." In the dream, God responded, "Yes, I know you're innocent. That's why I kept you from sinning against me, and why I did not let you touch her. Now return the woman to her husband, and he will pray for you. He is prompt. Then you will live. But if you don't return her to him, you can be sure that you and all your people will die." Abimelech got up early the next morning and quickly called his servants together. When he told them what had happened, his men were terrified. And Abimelech called from Abraham. "What have you done to us?" he demanded. "What crime have I committed that deserves treatment like this, making me and my kingdom guilty in this great sin? No one should ever do what you have done. Whatever possessed you to do such a thing?" Abram replied, "I thought this is a godless place. They will want my wife and will kill me to get her. And she really is my sister. We both married the same father, but different mothers. And I married her when God called me to leave my father's home and to travel from place to place. I told her, 'Do me a favor, wherever we go, tell the people that I am your brother.'" Abimelech took some of his sheep and goats, cattle, and male and female servants, and he presented them to Abraham. He so returned his wife Sarah to him. Then Abram said, "Look over my land and choose any place where would you like to live." Then he said to Sarah, "Look, I am giving your brother 1,000 pieces of silver in the presence of all these witnesses. This is to compensate for you for any wrong I may have done to you. This will settle any claim I have done to you. This will be settle any claim against me, and your reputation is cleared." Then Abraham prayed to God, and God healed Abimelech, his wife, and his female servants, so they could have children. For the Lord had caused all the women to be infertile because of what happened with Abraham's wife Sarah. The birth of Isaac. Genesis 21. The Lord kept his word and did for Sarah exactly what he had promised. She became pregnant, and she gave birth to a son for Abram in his old age. This happened at just the time God had said it would. Abram named their son Isaac. 8 days after Isaac was born, Abram circumcised his God and commanded. Abraham was 100 years old when Isaac was born. When Sarah declared, "God has brought me a laughter," all who hear what this will laugh with me. Who would have said to Abraham that Sarah would nurse a baby? Yet I have given Abraham a son in his old age. celebrate the occasion by Sarah's son Ismail, the son of Abraham, and her Egyptian servant Hagar, making fun of her son Isaac. So she turned to Abraham and demanded, "Get rid of that slave woman and her son. He is not going to share in her place with my son Isaac. I won't have it." This upset Abraham very much because Ismail was his son. But God told Abraham, "Do not be upset over the boy, and your servant do whatever Sarah tells you. For Isaac is the son through whom you descended to be continued. But I will also make a nation of the descendants of Hagar's son, because he is your son too." So Abraham got up early the next morning, prepared food and a container of water, and strapped them on Hagar's shoulder. Then he sent her away with their son, and she wandered aimlessly in the wilderness Beersheba. When the water was gone, she put the boy in the shade of bush. Then she went and sat down by herself about 100 yards away. "I don't want to watch the boy die," she said, and she burst into tears. But God heard the boy crying, and the angel of the God called her to Hagar from heaven. "Hagar, what's wrong? Do not be afraid. God has heard the boy crying, and he lies there. Go to him and comfort him. For I will make a great nation from him, his descendants." When God opened Hagar's eyes and she saw a well full of water, she quickly filled her water container and gave the boy a drink. And God was with the boy, and he grew up in the wilderness. He became a skillful archer, and he settled in the wilderness of Paran. His mother arranged for him to marry a woman from the land of Egypt. Abraham's covenant with Abimelech. About this time, Abimelech came with Phicol, his army commander, to visit Abraham. "God is obviously with you, helping you in everything you do." Abimelech said, "Swear to me in God's name that you will never deceive me, my children, or any of my descendants. I have been loyal to you, so now swear that you will be loyal to me and to this country where you are living as a foreigner." Abraham replied, "Yes, I swear to it." Then Abraham complained to Abimelech about a well that Abimelech's servants had taken by force from Abraham's servant. "This is the first I've heard of it." Abimelech answered, "I have no idea who is responsible. Who have never complained about this before." Abraham then gave some of his sheep, goat, and cattle to Abimelech, and they made a treaty. But Abraham also took 7 additional female lambs and set them off by themselves. Abimelech asked, "Why have you set these 7 apart from those others?" Abraham replied, "Please accept these 7 lambs to show your agreement that I dug this well." Then he named the place Beersheba, which means well of the oath, because that was named where they have sworn the oath. What? After making their covenant at Beersheba, Abimelech left with Phicol, the commander of his army, and they returned home to the land of Philistines. Then Abraham planted a Damascus tree at Beersheba, and there he worshipped the Lord, the eternal God. And Abraham lived as a foreigner in Philistine country for a long time. Genesis 22. Abraham's faith tested. Sometimes later, God tested Abraham's faith. "Abraham," God called. "Yes," he replied. "Here I am. Take your son, your only son. Yes, is your only son. Yes, Isaac, whom you love so much, and go to the land of Moriah. Go and sacrifice him as a burnt offering on one of the mountains, which I will show you. The next morning, Abraham got up early. He saddled his donkey and took two of his servants with him, along with his son Isaac. Then he chopped wood for a fire for a burnt offering and set out for the palace God had told him about it. On the third day of their journey, Abram looked up and saw the place in the distance. Stay here with the donkeys, Abram told the servants. The boy and I will travel a little farther. We will worship there, and then we will come right back. So Abram placed the wood for the burnt offering on Isaac's shoulders, while he himself carried the fire and the knife as two men walked together.